Hi everyone, I'm Carla.
And I'm Lanes.
And together we're the After Deck.
We chat about the latest Below Deck episodes each week.
Let's dive in, Lanes.
Can't wait.
Cheers, Lanes.
Cheers, Carla.
Happy Wednesday night pod.
Yep. Is it?
Mm-hmm. I had to think about that too.
No, like, is it happy?
Oh.
I know it's Wednesday.
It's cold Wednesday night pod.
Fucking hell. Like, honestly, we live in Queensland. It's known as the Sunshine State. Yes, it was sunny, but it was freezing. We had 45 knot winds and it was 16 degrees top. And I know that might not sound cold for some people, but it's cold for Queenslanders. I'm freezing. I've come over to Carla's in my winter pajamas. I've driven over here because I intend on going straight home to bed.
And I've got the heater on 30 degrees.
And I'm still under a blanket.
Yes. But record we must.
And now we're going to talk about people
in sunny St. Bart's. Well, tonight, Lanes, we're talking about Below Deck Season 12, Episode 4, Rainbow Kisses, Friendship Wishes. In this episode, it's the crew day off. Stillie and Solene christen the master. And Ciao is let go.
Yeah. So it's morning and Solene is telling Stillie that it was a good jacuzzi yesterday.
And Stillie is telling Solene how it could have been better.
Way better.
He's super keen because she's a firecracker, also a heartbreaker, but he can't help himself.
Can't help it. He loves her already. And they're leaving at 10 o'clock for their half day off.
Correct, yes. This is the brunch day?
Yeah.
This is the brunch day because the next thing we get is Fraser finding Damo in the hallway and giving him a big hug.
Yeah. A brief chat about the kiss.
Damo, we made out last night.
And he was so casual. Oh, yeah, we did. Don't you reckon he looked like a cockatoo?
His hair was scary.
And if you don't know what a cockatoo is, just Google cockatoo. It's a bird.
He looked like he'd had his finger in a power socket all night.
Yeah. And then he does again look like a cockatoo when he's in the lineup later.
They just hug it out.
Yeah. And I have to apologise.
Oh, go.
I said that he was a New Zealander. He was Kiwi, but he's not. You were right. He's Aussie.
He's an Aussie. So Fraser is sure to point out to us that he hasn't cheated because if Damo was gay, that wouldn't be cool. But he's just a straight guy and it's just a straight guy kiss, so it's not technically cheating.
I don't see Damo as a straight guy. I think he's bi.
He doesn't want to have sex with guys, though.
Oh, he just likes to kiss them?
Yes, that's what he said.
Okay. What's that called then? There surely is a name for that.
We'll have to ask Damo.
Bi-curious?
Possibly.
There you go. Next minute, Fraser's giving Kyle a kiss. Good morning.
And we get So-So's stair fall count.
Third
time down the stairs she goes, tumbling.
We need to do a stair fall count for the season as well as a coffee count for Cap.
Well, we've forgotten too many coffees to count. We've lost count.
Yeah, I know. I'm not good at the counts, but I'm good at the idea of counting.
You're good if the counts come up on screen and you write them down. Like the time checks.
Time checks good at, but I know it's the third time for So-So.
Yeah.
That hasn't been a thing.
No, because it's, yeah. All right, moving on. It's brunch time. It looks fancy where they are.
Bart's, mate.
Anthony's loving it.
So is Fraser.
Fraser's loving it. Damo isn't bothered.
No, he's a fish out of water here, but it is my cup of tea.
Is it, Lanes?
Fuck yeah.
Would you go into all those shops and buy stuff?
I would go into all those shops. Whether I could afford to purchase is a different story, but definitely window shopping.
Not my cup of tea.
No, of course not.
Okay. At the brunch, Fraser asked the girls to say something nice to each other. Is that what he says?
No, he
say
doesn't.
Something you hate about each other?
Yeah. Way to go, Fraser. What a great idea.
What are you inviting to the table, Fraser?
An argument?
So-So and Barb's take up the challenge.
They were basically saying, I didn't like this about you at first, but now we actually love each other.
They do.
Yeah.
They have common ground now. They really like each other and they're quite close. And this makes Rainbow feel on the outer and it's starting to affect her, she says.
A sensitive soul with a tough outer layer.
We'll hear more about this later.
Ciao, he's not interested in being there at all.
He can't even relax enough to enjoy brunch or going out or conversations.
No, and his job is on the line and he's stressed. But,
yes.
So he's like, he's not interested in social time.
No. So they finish up. Fraser goes spendy.
Yeah, Mummy is ready to spend.
Mummy's the only one who leaves with a Prada bag. Was it a Prada bag?
I tried to look. It's an Hermes colour bag, but I don't think it was Hermes.
I defer to you, oh wise one.
I don't know what it was, but whatever is in there would be amazing because Fraser is.
They get back to the boat and it is all systems to go to get back to the main dock. So tells Fraser that she kissed Stillie.
This is good. This is the Fraser I love. Fraser points to this Solene points to this massive torch.
This big black torch hanging on the wall.
Because she's like, I was kissing him and I felt, and then she just like tap, tap, tap on this hard, obviously it's hard, torch. He's like, you felt it, now you want it.
Quick as a whippet he is.
Yep.
And how funny that there just happened to be this big black torch hanging on the wall at that moment.
I know, they love a prop. I just really love Fraser. I love how he's like, yeah, okay, this is going to be another boatmance, but I don't really care.
No, he's enjoying it when he can. Rainbeau asks So for a hug. She can see that the girls are getting along now and it's making her feel on the outer. But So says it just doesn't feel right. It feels insincere or fake. It's a weird vibe. And we can see the weird vibe.
It's disingenuous. It's not, she's doing it because she felt uncomfortable at the brunch. She can see that Barb's and So are friendly. And when people were annoyed at Solene, it was easy for Rainbeau because she could be annoyed with everyone else annoyed. But now they've gone beyond the work bit and figured out that Solene is a good person and that they like her. And Rainbow's like, fuck, she's still annoying me.
Yeah, and she's also not going to do herself any favours because she then corrects Solene saying fitted sheet 7 times. And
Carla rewound. Carla was like, hang on, I've got to do this count. And it was so cute. You're just putting lines, like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you cross out the 5 for the lines.
Yeah.
Like you did when you were little.
I always use that method. 7 times she says fitted sheet. And they say it so much that So isn't saying fitted sheet, she's saying feta cheese.
I loved it.
Feta cheese. And So was just changing it just for fun. You could tell.
Everything was about that. Was like, she's just like, this is fucking stupid.
Feta cheese. Don't correct me on my English pronunciation was So's vibe.
Yeah. She's like, this is my second language.
And also, I'm just working. I don't need to learn how to say fitted sheet.
It's because she was like, I'm going to make the bed. I need the elastic one.
Yeah, which we know what you mean.
Yeah. But Rainbeau can't help herself.
So they move on. The boat goes through the bridge nice and easy and we're clear. But just after the bridge, Kyle asks Ciao about the lines and he gets distracted.
Ciao, watch my swing.
Ciao doesn't hear the call. He's still thinking about Kyle and the lines. And then Captain Kerry says, fucking idiot.
Yeah. Yes, he does.
Shit. Everyone is actually going, oh, shit. Jess is up on the bow saying, I'm going to lose my shit. Fraser is saying, this isn't going well. Kyle is going, this is going to shit. Like everyone's looking at it going, this is shit.
He's turning the boat and he's not on the swing. He's not giving measurements. The captain's saying, are there any targets near me? Anything I'm going to hit, boats, etc.
He's like, anyone, anything I'm going to hit, anyone, anytime. And Jess comes to the rescue. Or I think Captain just starts talking to Jess and Damo because they're close enough to talk not on the radio.
Yeah.
And they kind of help him figure out where he is and what's happening. And then Ciao picks up the radio again. But in the middle of all that, somehow So gets pulled in to the drama because the fender that they had put high before is way too fucking high. So if the boat hits there, it's going to smack it. And Kerry says to So, come here, release it. And So's just like, oh. Like so shocked that because she can tell he's angry. Also shocked because she's got no fucking idea what the fender is.
And I felt for her because she doesn't even know what a fitted sheet is, let alone what a fender. Wrong place, wrong time, so.
Yeah, you should have walked the other way.
Fall over somewhere else.
Jess comes to the rescue and fixes it, lowers the fender.
But we find out later that Jess was the one that had the fender high.
Yes. Well, let's talk about it when we get there.
Let's talk about it when we get there.
Basically, after that, Captain calls Ciao to the bridge and says there were mistakes there. The fender was too high, and I'm watching you next charter.
Your faults are my faults. I need someone in place that doesn't make errors. It's 5:05 and Ciao calls a deck meeting. So this is what he does. He gets called to the bridge. This is the second time he then goes and calls the deck team. And this is the second time that his interpretation of his conversation with Captain Carey is a bit skewiffy.
He says things like, you got to use your brains. He says the fender was high, and obviously Ciao had seen how high it was because he said, that was okay for the bridge, but then you should have known to lower it for docking. And if that whole fender situation hadn't happened, then this whole situation wouldn't be happening now, which is not true.
No.
The fender was the icing on the cake.
Yeah, it was the swing.
And no radio calls.
Yeah, and the fender didn't help.
No. So on this charter lanes, we've got a family coming. A bit different from the last charter.
Last charter was the porn stars.
Yes.
Yeah.
This charter we have a family and their 2 adult sons.
What were they celebrating?
An anniversary?
I think so, yeah. And what was the primary's wife's name?
Darlene.
Darlene.
Darlene. She has a broken arm, or had one.
Yeah, and it's still in
a sling.
A sling. God, that would be awful.
And they want a beach party, a full moon party.
Yeah.
Love a full moon party.
If only we got to see it.
It's 7:00. It's the date. Stillie and So.
Yes.
They chat about love and being in love. Good start for a date chat.
Yeah.
I like their vibe together.
I feel like it's really natural.
I feel like they feel comfortable.
Well, I was going to credit Solene for that, but I actually credit both. They're both really easygoing people.
And relaxed.
Yeah.
And Solene basically says...
Solene.
She's like, you know what? Just be selfish and live for yourself, because at the end of the day, you're the one who's going to die alone. Or something to that effect.
She's so random that how can you not find it adorable?
Or funny. Funny.
It's also kind of adorable because you're like...
Endearing?
Yes. Okay, we've reached a happy medium there.
Okay.
She did not like the word adorable.
And then it starts fucking raining.
And they also work really... Like, can you imagine other dates? Like, the only other people that I can think that would have coped okay with that would have been Gail and Nathan. They probably would have laughed that off.
Aisha,
but she's not been on a date on Below Deck. I'm talking about the Below Deck dates.
Oh, the dates.
Like Ben
Definitely not Lara.
Definitely not Ben and Camilla.
Camille.
not the king's wife. Oh, fuck. Anyway, they're saturated, so they take a photo. She's like, look at this. And she's like, oh, this outfit's very, very transparent.
Yeah, it's white.
And Stillie says, well, you can just walk in front of me, please.
And when they get back to the boat, Solene says something really funny. She's like, and she says, my brain is just, it's so very hot, and I've been thinking about these sexual things, and so I must just pursue. And they head to the master cabin called Splendido.
She walks in and she says, I'm very wet.
Yes. Oh, that's funny. Do you think she meant wet or wet?
I think she meant rain wet. Do you want to know what we talk about after each episode?
Well, come on over to the Patreon, because there you can get early ad-free episodes plus our bonus weekly wrap-up show.
We love our Patreon community. Click the link in the show notes and come and join us.
See you there.
But
I think she meant wet.
do you?
Mm-hmm. Oh, So knows. So loves to like play it coy, but she fucking knows.
Yeah, true.
She knows a fitted sheet from a
Feta cheese. It's 7 a.m. and it's charter day. So, next we see something that I was like, something's going on with Fraser because he was really busy in his cabin and we know he's always got a really neat and tidy cabin, but he was kind of fixing. Then he texted his boyfriend and he said, we need to talk. Sunglass face emoji. And then he takes himself off the boat.
Don't ever, ever send me a text message that says we need to talk.
We've spoken about this on the pod. You've told me this.
I know, but I haven't told you recently, so I'm just telling you again just in case.
Oh, do you know, another song. Okay, this is going to be a pod song. Have I told you lately?
Can you actually sing it instead of speaking it?
Not to text me. I know that you don't like that. I feel like I want to do it once just to piss you off. We need to talk. Or is it just as bad as like, can you give me a call?
No, that's fine.
Is it? We have to talk about something.
That's not fine.
Okay.
Fraser sends that message to his boyfriend, we need to talk, which immediately, you know, when someone sends you that, the next thing that's coming is a breakup conversation.
Yeah. And what do you think about the emoji with the sunglasses on? It has two meanings to me. You're either throwing shade,
yeah,
or it's cool.
Maybe he meant actually like, it's cool, babe.
Or maybe he was doing that because you're going to cry, you're going to need your sunnies.
Maybe.
Fraser, why did you send that emoji?
Anyway, the short story of this long story is that they broke up. And Fraser tells us it was because he couldn't do long distance anymore, and he says they kind of both agreed. But we don't know if it was because of long distance or because he kissed Damo.
I think that the Damo kiss kind of solidified the fact that he's like, the long distance isn't working. You know what I mean?
Yes, but we don't know what the boyfriend said about it.
The bridge is a tight fit this time, but they clear it.
The scary music told us that it was going to be a tight fit 2 lanes. It looks bad, but he pulls straight.
Not like Damo. It's 1:10, they drop the anchor. Short stay 2:00. Haven't done one of those for a while.
Not for a long time. And I felt really good about this next bit, Lanes, because I did say, didn't I? I said, I feel like Cap is doing more and leaving Caio on the boat because he wants to talk to the crew.
Yeah.
And Carla, fucking right all the time. What happens?
Don't know about all the time. Cap asked Jess to go on the tender to check the beach. Odd. Usually it would be the bosun just going out there and doing that on their own. Anyway, so this is an information gathering session.
And he asks her about how's it going with your breaks, what's your time, what's your schedule. She tries to kind of in the beginning be a bit cagey and then like not cagey but just like not
professional.
Yeah, just like, oh, yeah, you know, it's fine. And then she's just like, you know what, just fucking have it. So she says, I don't think he's used to leading. He's a bit scatterbrained, blah, 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 blah. And
Cap thinks he's out of his depth. I think he just needed, you know.
Confirmation.
Exactly. So it's 1:16 and Cap and Jess are back. So that apparently took 6 minutes, okay?
Okay.
To go out, source the beach location, come
do a
back.
recon.
Yeah. And Barbs and Jess are having a chat. They've got a nice friendship.
Barbs was saying, hey, Jess, I didn't wash your shirt. I didn't fucking iron that shirt. They're all messy. And Jess just jumps on her, gives her a big hug. And this is where Barb tells us that she's never been with she's never been with a gay woman.
Yeah.
And she would like to see what it feels like to be with someone who knows what they want.
Yeah. Fair enough.
So is this some foreshadowing between Barbs and Jess or what? No, it can't be because in the coming up on there's a snog off with Jess and So-So.
Yeah, and I've also seen some things on socials.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
Save it for later.
So a lot of the crew head out to the beach to set up for this volleyball day.
Oh, yes. Jess tells Caio that Stillie hasn't had a break since morning, like 5 a.m. And Caio kind of fights back and says, we don't need a break. Like no one from interior is having a break. Anyway, Jess sort of says, look, it's not okay. Just let him chill. Like I'm concerned about the deck crew, not the interior. What Caio didn't like about this was that she was saying it in front of the whole team. And Caio was like, that's not how you go about it. You pull me to the side and you let me know. But I think everyone's just over it now, Caio. Sort it out. People have been asking you for days for food and breaks.
Yeah, learn. And secondly, Stillie looks like he was about to pass out.
Yes.
I've never seen him like that. And he's like, I've got to sit down. Yeah, fucking you do. You've been up since 5 a.m. and it was 2:13 and hard work. When was the last time you had electrolytes, mate?
Kaio ends up saying, yep, okay, well, every morning we'll have a meeting so that everyone knows what their breaks are. I'm like, Kaio, just fucking write it down, mate. Why hasn't he written it down yet?
Well, I don't know if he realises that's his part of being a bosun on a super yacht. This is the thing. They bring these people on and their experience looks good on paper. He's an engineer. He's not stupid.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that you can run a deck team. I think Kaio should be an engineer again.
Well, he's going to be soon. Because the next thing that happens is that they have to take Anthony back to the boat or whatever. Captain's on the tender with Kaio. And when they get back to the boat, the lines aren't ready. So there's a big mess around and waiting and lines going here and there. And Captain says, where's the preparation?
Whoever's in the boat when Jess is in there, the difference between Kaio coming back and the line and Jess coming back and the line is obvious. And I really watched it. So Kaio had his line still in the boat. He's pulling it out. It wasn't right. Jess had it already bundled up to throw.
Yeah.
5 p.m. and Kaio sends Stillie on a break. 5 p.m.
Jesus, that's a whole 2 shifts.
Yeah.
Fraser and Anthony talk about dinner, the menu, and Fraser is paying particular attention because Captain's at the table, don't forget, Anthony. Also, fucking did you see the table?
Fraser did a great job.
Oh, my God. We've never seen a table like this.
And it looked effortless. It looked like Fraser was just like, oh, yeah, I'll just put a few things here and there and then voila.
It was relaxed and fucking a showstopper all in one.
Yeah.
It was like the best window dressing. You know how people used to dress windows?
Yes.
I feel like Fraser's done a course. Because effortless is a good word, but also fucking amazing. Anyway, Fraser and Anthony are having this conversation and Anthony doesn't like how it's going because he takes offense as if to say, you shouldn't be telling me what to do anymore, Fraser. I know what I'm doing. I'm the boss of my department. Don't put me down.
Yeah, he's not happy with the interjections.
Fraser is picking up on it and he's like going, what's going on?
Anthony's going back to the previous, like, Fraser, you stressed me out. Don't stress me out again.
Yes. Or I needed that help from you last time, but now I'm a different chef and I don't need that babysitting.
Yeah, there's an energy shift here.
Yeah. Dinner.
7:35.
And it's ceviche, one of my favourite things of all time.
I'd be like, you can have 2 because here's mine.
So Rainbeau is trying again with So-So and this time she kisses her and says, I love you.
She says she's not usually a girl's girl but would rather just get along. The kiss, to me, not needed. But again, when you looked at it on camera, Solene and her both seemed to – it wasn't like it was a shock to Solene. It was like they both leaned in to have a little peck on the lips. It wasn't like a girl-on-girl thing. I don't know. It was weird.
No, it wasn't. And I think Solene is a very touchy-feely person anyway.
Yeah. I think it's weird coming from Rainbeau.
Yes. Just because all of a sudden it's changed.
And she's focusing on Solene.
Yeah, like up until yesterday, Rainbeau was just doing her own thing and working really hard.
Yeah, but now she's seen that there's a friendship forming and she's not in it.
But the way that she's doing it is like an affection offence.
Yeah.
And it's fine. So Solene's like, okay, but weird.
She needs to connect in a different way.
Yes. And it's morning.
They start hauling anchor at 9 a.m. This is another day, another episode where we've got a day that is not shown. So 9 a.m. they haul anchor. Breakfast, saw a smidge. 12:52, don't know what happened. 6:41, dinner. I think they had lobster. 8:30, there was a moon party, fire, twirling.
3 seconds.
11:15, they go to bed. 12:51, crew in bed. 6:30, the next day, they're up.
Done.
Is this because they're spending their precious amount of time on showing the Instagram reel and highlighting the crew members? This is the second charter that they've done this.
I don't know. We're just going to have to wait and see if they keep doing it.
Easy to recap.
Very. So we're on day 3 now, and this is a weird morning interaction with Rainbeau. Rainbeau goes up behind Solene when she's in the stew pantry. She holds her by the waist and she kisses her on the back of the head. Solene says to camera, okay, this is quite strange. And like we said just before, Rainbow's trying really hard to connect with Solene, but it's like another level now.
Yeah.
There was something a little bit off about it. I'll talk about it more on the wrap up, but Solene is feeling like it's just, I don't know, she doesn't know what's happening.
Solene's feeling how I would be feeling.
What?
What are you doing?
Yeah,
that's
like
weird.
What's happening?
Our previous relationship was you yelling at me saying,
Fitted sheet.
I have to walk away from you right now.
Yeah. So what Solene does is she goes and reenacts it on Barb's to just double check. Barb's, is this normal? This is what she did to me? And they're both confused. I feel sorry for Rainbow. She's obviously not into So-So, but she's trying to connect with her and she thinks that will be the way. Back we go through the bridge lanes. There's another problem though.
Yeah.
We're waiting for ages for the boys to get the stern lines on and then some dude on the dock gets hit in the head by a line, a stray line. Captain's just like, what the fuck took so long?
He doesn't understand. In his mind, it's simple and he's not understanding why there's a problem.
They say bye to the guests and this packet looks better.
Yeah. Anything would be better.
It's way better. It's $28,000 better.
Oh my God. For it's 2-day charter.
$10,000 more for 3 days less, basically. Yeah. Excellent.
I'm happy for them. And that family that was on this charter were lovely.
Yeah, they were. Okay. Bye, Ciao.
See you, mate.
It's time.
He goes into the errors. He goes into the lack of confidence in him and he lets him go.
And coming up on, we have some shitty guests by the look. They are screaming, Rainbow.
I can't wait for this.
There's yelling, phrases saying we need to put sedatives in their drinks.
There's apparently supposed to be some
concert on the dock.
And nothing's there.
And we get the pash between So-So and Jess.
Oh, bye, Stillie.
With Stillie looking on in desperation. Oh, dear.
Stillie.
See you all next week. I hope you have a good one.
I hope I'm warm.
Bye.
Bye, friends.
Stillie and Solene Christian the Master and...
Christen, not Christian.
Oh,
I don't
sorry.
think they Christian it. They might have said, oh, God, at one point.
This charter we have 2 adult sons. I mean, we have more than that. Sorry. We have 2 adults. Fucking hell.
The meeting and he gets it out. Okay, fuck. Listen, look at these notes. And he gets it out of her that they slept together and that she's going to clean the cabin.
Yes.
So,
do you want to know mine for comparison?
Yeah.
She debriefs with Fraser. They made love in the master. Solene has to clean it.
Made love? What are we, boys to men?
I don't know why I wrote that, Lane.
I'll make love to you.
Okay.
The bridge is a tight fit.
This is taking a long time for a very short time.
That didn't make sense.
The bridge is tight also didn't make sense. Is that what you said? Is that what you said?
I said the bridge is a tight fit this time. If you'd like to follow us on Insta, you can find us at theaftdeck.pod.
You can also send us an email on theaftdeckpod@gmail.com and you can listen to us on YouTube at The Aftdeck Pod.
Also, if you're loving our pod as much as we are loving doing it, give us a cheeky 5-star rating and review.
We'll love you forever.
Thanks, guys.